Today, it was officially fully revealed the new Mafia game called The Old Country. A lot of people didn't like the last Mafia game. Personally, I liked it, but you know, there's no blacks on the Mafia, as if there's not a whole TV show about BMF. I guess some people don't know what that stands for. But, you know, since the last Mafia was DEI, it seems the developers are returning back to Italy with Mafia, The Old Country. There was a little reveal today where they fully revealed it. We got a gameplay trailer, a little behind the scenes dev look. I got an article talking about it a little bit, and I got a few more articles, and then we're gonna hop on a game. So let's see what this Mafia is hitting for. I hope all y'all dreams come true with this new game. Let me turn this beat off real quick. Let's get it. All right, let's see. This is the first one I hear. This is just the gameplay trailer.
Come in. Bravery is not common in this world, and so.
Yeah, what's wrong with their eyes? What the fuck? Am I bugging? The actual like graphics look good, but the eyes look crazy. These are like Mass Effect Andromeda eyes.
Loyalty, honor, obedience. They set the man apart from the rest.
Okay, little Assassin's Creed type vibe.
But this matter is not yet resolved. Will you help me bring it to a close? Of course. Tanto easy.
Why are you staring into another man's eyes? Why not? Why not? Uncharted Mafia. Hey, why does it look like Uncharted Mafia? That's funny. It kind of do. Hey, we throwing knives. Yeah, what is he aiming at? I wonder if that's an indicator right there of the game. The gunplay will be realistic. Is that bad aim from the developers, or is there going to be heavy recoil in this game? Got the old school shit. The graphics going crazy. Very cinematic.
You again.
Life in the Old Country. Oh shit! It comes out on my birthday. That's an easy date to remember. Remember to mark that down on your calendars, so y'all can drop 100,000 subs in the chat. It's dropping August 8th on my birthday. That's an easy one to remember. Graphics look crazy. It looks like the story is gonna be cool. I'm not gonna lie though, the gameplay looks like it's gonna be a third-person cover shooter. It deadass looks like Uncharted Mafia. So I think for this game to score really high, the story and the atmosphere and the music is going to have to hard carry. I would say it looks like it got potential. It looks like it got potential. Me playing this depends on what else comes out around that time. I don't think anything comes out around that time of that week, but we should be able to hop on this joint day one. No cap, my sister's birthday is August 8th. Shout out to all my August 8th goons. What any of that has to do with the Mafia?
Democrats are giving out more stimulus checks because someone in the
Maybe it's like an
chat
origin
donated a
story.
sub.
Yo, shout out to Jigga with the subs. Appreciate it.
Unsub from Poison Ivy.
No PS4.
Before Selena sees this month's bank statements.
Maybe it's like an origin story, like the early days of the Mafia. I don't know. Like I said, it's gonna have to be the story that hard carries it. What I do know is I came across this article from Eurogamer on my timeline. That was pretty interesting. The headline is Mafia: The Old Country is focused on experience that doesn't require massive time commitments for only 45 euros, which is what, $50 US? Okay. Mafia: The Old Country will launch on PC via Steam, PS5, and the Xbox Series on the 8th of August. Publisher 2K has now officially confirmed. This is the release date previously listed by 2K on Steam before it was swiftly removed. Still, it's nice to know that the GTA 6 delay by fellow Take-Two company Rockstar hasn't changed anything. In a press release issued today alongside a gameplay trailer below, 2K also revealed a $50 price point for this game. Meanwhile, developer Hangar 13 set expectations that Mafia the Old Country would be more focused and a linear experience. In other words, relatively short and easily digestible alongside players' usual live service diet. That's what we like to hear. Only $50 is going to be more linear, which says to me that they're probably going to pour all the resources into strong writing and voice acting and the visuals, which is what I would want to see. Long as the story is fire, there are characters here that we care about, there are consequences that bang, it'll be a solid game, I think. I like that. And it seems like all the best games this year have been below $70. Further proving the point, the thing that we've been talking about on this stream for the longest, every game doesn't need to be $70, $80, $90. It doesn't longer. I don't know who's told y'all that. Longer and bigger does not make it better unless you know what.
These bits
ask your mom
of the master emerald that fits up my ass.
But this is gonna be at least a gobble out of 10, I think. We think there's a large audience for compelling stories that don't require massive time commitments, said 2K's president. We're excited to offer a game like Mafia the Old Country in our portfolio and to provide a linear, highly polished narrative experience that can easily complement the other more persistent games our players also love and engage with on a more consistent basis. In other words, don't stop playing GTA Online. Set in Sicily, aforementioned Old Country back in the 1900s, this latest entry in the Mafia series has been angled as something of a return to franchise roots after the more modern era in open world Mafia 3. First announced last year at Gamescom 2024, it's the next entry in the series from Mafia 3 and Mafia Definitive Edition studio Hangar 13, and the first to make use of the Unreal Engine 5. Oh no! It might be woke. For those unaware, some people believe the Unreal Engine 5 is woke, so this game might be Mafia, the old woke country. Oh no. Jokes aside though, that also means this might be unoptimized. Although it's going to be a more linear experience, so I hope it is. But a lot of games on Unreal 5 be unoptimized. But there's your info. Shout out to them for only making it $50. It's coming out August 8th. I don't think it has any competition, so I feel like it should have a clearing lane to compete with nobody and just do its thing. I hate most games using that engine. I feel like a lot of people have been saying that recently too. Did he low-key just confirm 2K's My Player Story will never get better? What? I forget. Why is it woke again? I don't know. It was something on Twitter, something about the assets having black people or something. I don't know. Excuse me. Does anything make sense to what these people be doing? Is it linear? It's definitely more linear, they said. All right, let's check out this dev diary we got here. It's 7 minutes. Let me turn it.
Us rich people love when you poor people donate, because then
Thank you for the
Wayne
blessings.
doesn't have to answer as to why he runs around in a Party City costume at night instead of donating his wealth to helping the peons.
Yo, shout out to Bob Fresh with the Get the Subs. Appreciate it. What up? I'm late. Is this going to Hokage highlights? Because I ain't see the whole Mafia section. Yeah, it'll be on Hokage highlights. I always upload there. Welcome to the stream, big dog. All right, let's get into it. Mafia the Old Country official breaking Amaretta dev insight.
Hey everyone, I'm Nick Baines, president of Hangar 13. We hope you enjoyed this new look at gameplay in Mafia the Old Country. We're just 3 short months away now from getting this game in your hands, and we can't wait. Mafia the Old Country is an origin story for the Mafia universe, and as such,
I was right.
Step forward and
Origin
return
story.
to the fundamentals of the franchise. The heart of Mafia has always been deep, immersive storytelling, and Mafia the Old Country is no exception. It's a premium experience in the vein of early Mafia games, with a linear narrative set against the stunning, authentic backdrop of 1900 Sicily.
Boots
That
to the
focus
ground.
has allowed us to deliver a classic organised crime drama in the period authentic Mafia rules and traditions of the era.
Unreal
And
Engine
as you
5 's
just
the
saw,
Jason
we've
Tatum
made
of
some
gaming.
exciting
Okay.
gameplay updates. Whether you're using a knife or a gun, using stealth or in a shootout, this is brutal and grounded in all the best ways. It's all going to pull you in from every angle, pushing the franchise forward in a location and time painstakingly created with the utmost authenticity and detail using Unreal Engine 5. Stick around, because next up is our development team, who have loads of awesome behind-the-scenes insights on how we brought this title to life.
I just don't understand why people hate Unreal Engine 5 because of terrible devs. Well, some people hate it because they think it's woke, but jokes aside, the people who have like genuine concerns about it, it's because a lot of games that have released on Unreal Engine 5 recently have been very unoptimized. Like somebody in the chat just said that his PC always crashes on any game for Unreal. And I'm not gonna lie, like I do notice like frame drops on a lot of Unreal Engine 5. It doesn't mean the game can't be good, but clearly there's some issues with that engine that hasn't been fully optimized yet.
And stay tuned between now and August, as we'll have even more to tell and show. Thanks for joining us on this journey.
Is it going to feature the Delta Blues in this game? Yes. Delta Blues, Mississippi Delta Blues will be featured in a Sicilian video game in the 1900s. Absolutely. Negro spirituals will be in the Sicilian video game. Thank you for that question.
Come in.
Our top goal for every Mafia game is to deliver the promise to a player that you're going to play a classic mob movie. Mafia: The Old Country is a linear crime drama set against a beautiful Sicilian backdrop. The first step for us was to make sure that we were nailing all of the things that players expect from a Mafia game. The quality of its storytelling, how immersive it is, how authentic it is. Previous Mafia games have been set in big American cities. We've taken the action and we've put our story in rural Sicily. In the
dirt road action.
Mafia began.
You really feel like you're
not gonna lie, $50. This surprised me. It's probably $50. If I'm willing to bet money, this game will be like 15 hours. 20 hours tops. I would be shocked if this game is longer than 20 hours. I suspect it's going to be between 10 and 15 hours. It's going to be very short and concise with very strong writing. That's what I predict. That's why it's a $50 price tag.
Transported into,
and I'm cool with that.
It feels really unique and different, but yet really familiar. Players are really going to enjoy that aspect of it.
Our entry point for making these crime dramas is always the protagonist. We wanted to make sure that our main character,
smoking stat confirmed,
lives up to the standard which we've set in the past, and I hope in some ways even exceeds that.
All of the men in this room are bound by blood.
Enzo grows up in a sulfur mine. He's one of a bunch of children that are sold to the mine owners at this point in history in Sicily. Their life expectancy is short and they're essentially seen as disposable.
Enzo turns to crime as a means to make something of himself. The odds are stacked against him. So what does he do? He sees an opportunity for himself to gain some status, to gain some respect.
Do you wish to...
These visuals are fire.
...this family? I do.
Swearing the oath is the chance for him to finally be accepted. He's found a family. It's the thing he's been searching for his entire life, but it comes at a cost.
I think players are in for an emotional roller coaster. The high stakes of the Mafia life present opportunities for us as storytellers to take players and put players through the ringer, really, in terms of what happens to the character, what happens to them in the game.
You again.
What makes a really compelling gameplay experience is the mix of the high-intensity combat, cover play, cover shooting, set by these beautiful cinematics.
Does this remind anybody else of the Order 1886 a little bit? Like visually, the way he's moving around the cover and shit.
High-intensity combat, cover play, cover shooting, set by these beautiful cinematics.
I thought the gunplay in the Order 1886 was solid. It just didn't have enough of it.
Make what you do in the combat so much more meaningful because you're fighting for something you really believe in.
Authenticity and immersion are key. And so we wanted to take that philosophy from the storytelling.
Uncharted, I definitely see Uncharted inspiration too.
Whether you come for that core cover combat shooting experience or that white knuckle driving experience, we have that in Mafia: The Old Country, but it's unique.
There's some downbeats, there's some deep storytelling moments, and then there's some like high intensity action. And I think that's what makes Mafia missions and the general experience so interesting, is that we're constantly trying to change that roller coaster experience that you're on.
Enzo's proving himself with guns, and we wanted the combat to feel like there was a scarcity of resources, so you have to be more tactical in the way that you approach combat. The knife has been an integral part of gameplay. It's a part of Sicilian culture.
We wanted our gameplay to be immersive, to have a life or death kind of vibe.
Little Krav
Maga.
Maga.
When players are in a knife duel, when they're in a gunfight, they're genuinely fearing for their lives.
My flesh must burn like this saint if I do not keep my oath.
I bet someone gonna be called the N-word in this game though. I don't think there's any black people in this game, guys. I don't think. Just a hunch. 20 hours is respectable for $50. I think $70 needs to be good quality with 30 hours. I don't equate length to the price, because I mean the game could be 70 hours. I mean the game could be $70. The story is only 20 hours, but then they could have like quality like side quests, kind of like the Hollow Chest and Jedi Fallen Order or whatever. Or like the price might be $70 where the story is only 20, but it went maybe some of the money they invested went into getting higher quality voice actors or like animations or whatever. The main thing is, as long as the game is fucking good, bro. As long as the game is good.
1900 Sicily to life for us, it infuses every aspect of the
You gotta drop that mentality. More hours equals higher price. Yeah.
It's about the story. It's about the setting. It's about the vistas. It's about the vehicles. It's everything. It always starts with research. It always starts with immersing ourselves in the subject matter. So whether that's reading every crime book around the Sicilian Mafia, watching all of the movies, even driving the cars, firing the weapons, and then translating that into the game, that's the development experience.
We even sent some folks out to Sicily. We were then able to take...
It's based in Italy, but racism is widespread, just saying. Yes, I know it's based in Italy, and racism is widespreading, but the point is, it's based in Sicily in the early 1900s. Why would niggas be over here? Explain to me why. I'm not saying they wouldn't. I would just be shocked if a black person popped up in this part of the world. I wouldn't. I don't understand. Like I feel like y'all are reaching.
All of those
Kobe
on-screen experience, but also a story.
It is an Italian story.
In a way that I think players are going to really enjoy.
Bravery is not.
Niggas say Kobe, bro. Shut the fuck up, bro. Oh my goodness. The Moors. Yo, 2 people in the chat said the Moors. Yo, didn't the Moors teach them niggas how to wash their ass and then dip? I don't think. Niggas said the Moors. That's funny, bro.
The Mafia that we see in Mafia the Old Country is much different than the Mafia that we see in some of the other Mafia games. It's a time-honored tradition steeped in secrecy, and there's this sort of deep honor that we see within the Teresi family and within the characters there.
The characters' relationships with each other, the way they behave, is very much influenced by that setting and that cultural difference.
This is a distinctive experience.
Y'all really reaching for black people in the game? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I really feel like y'all reaching. Y'all want an oppression? Y'all got like an oppression kink or something? Like, we might show up on a boat as a trader or something. And we get called a nigga. Like, yeah, like niggas got an oppression kink over here. Yo, chill out, right? I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm just saying I don't see it happening. It wouldn't make any sense too much.
Studio, and it's particularly suited to the Sicilian setting.
We've really been able to push the boat out in terms of sort of the real tiny details on everything.
The tiny
One
details.
of the big ones for me is metahuman. You have characters that have really lifelike expressions, micro details. You know, many times when I'm watching the game, especially on a big screen in 4K, I start to forget that they're characters rendered in an engine. They just look like real characters in a movie. I think that's the level of immersion that we want, and it allows people, I think, to really suspend their disbelief.
I predict that driving gonna be ass.
So it's beautifully rendered in the game.
Not because they're old vehicles, just because usually 2K driving's ass. Like in their previous Mafia games, they were not good.
And I think he's one of the most compelling game characters we've seen for a long time.
The thing I'm most excited about from Mafia the Old Country is finally getting the game in players' hands.
The story pulls you through really quickly, and at the end, it takes your breath away, and it's one that you're not going to want to spoil for your friends.
The visuals and the storytelling are absolutely next level.
Our setting's completely distinctive. Our story's completely unique. This is a game that you haven't played before. The best crime stories have unforgettable twists, and this game's no exception. Players are in for a treat.
Welcome, Enzo.
Mafia the Old Country, pre-order it now. It's looking good. It's you could tell there's just a heavy emphasis on storytelling. Mafia the Old Country, pre-order now and receive the Sodalto pack. We get like a custom horse or some shit. They know gameplay would be repetitive, so 20 hours is perfect for how they make these games. Yeah, that's the reason why I believe some games need to be shorter. Like if your gameplay loop is not, for me, I think that's why Kazan started to drag. I felt like the last 3 or 4 levels, they were way too big. And I swear to God, in the last 3 levels, it did not introduce a single new enemy. I feel like for Souls games to work, you have to constantly introduce new challenges outside of the boss. And in the second half of Kazaa, only thing that's new is the bosses. But like it's the same enemies over and over, and it's like I'm mentally checking out. Like, come on, bro, I'm waiting for this game to fucking end. So like the way you circumvent that is make the game shorter. Like longer doesn't mean better unless I'm fucking your mom, but no sex before marriage, guys. The enemy variety is ass. Yeah, I don't think the later levels would have bothered me as much if they had different enemies to fight. It would have engaged me more. But it looks good. It looks good. I look forward to it. August 8th. Remember, that's my birthday, so make sure to drop 100,000 subs in the chat. Let's turn this music back on and see what else I got for y'all. Oh, an early review for The Doom, The Dark Ages. Speaking of me being behind on games, I called it Doom, The Dark Ages will probably be another contender for Game of the Year. And a spoiler-free review was posted early on Reddit, and here's the summary of it, which means I think the reviews are coming soon. 22 missions, 9 hours for the first 10 missions, biggest enemy variety of any Doom, 9 to 12 unique weapons, 1 codex collectible per level, big focus on story in the cutscenes, the chain gun turret sections where you defend a point. Doomslayer moves slower but feels more powerful like a tank. It's a smooth 60 FPS with ray tracing. Supports DualSense haptics. Missions are much bigger and can be longer than most Doom Eternal and 2016 missions. Gameplay-wise, it has to be one of the most innovative FPS games I've ever played. That is a bold statement. One of the most like, what does that mean? The shield saw is utilized well and can be used for most of the genuine glory kills. It's also reminiscent of the meat hook from Doom Eternal in the form of a far destructive dash. Melee and parrying is very important, whether it's used with shields or melee. It's fun and it's never repetitive or boring. Rocket launcher can be used as a grenade launcher now, and the plasma rifle can be used with 1 or 2 barrels. The nail gun can also be an automatic or as a sniper. Mech gameplay makes you feel like Godzilla in a city. You're able to smash through buildings and destroy toy-sized tanks in that way. Combat with the Titans also utilize the parry system with melee. Aside from the chain gun you receive to take them on from a far distance. The Dragon gameplay is very versatile and allows you to hop on and off in certain sections, as well as perform special glory kills after some bullet parry combos with Titans and ships. Cutscenes contain a much better written script than previous titles and much more serious and gritty. That was one of my main complaints about Doom Eternal. I feel like the story didn't really matter too much. It was just hard carried by the gameplay. Definitely Game of the Year material. Puts Doom 2016 in 3rd place and Doom Eternal in 2nd place. He's saying this is the best Doom. The best Doom. This is crazy. I'm excited to see these reviews come out. Take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. We already know the price is the Mafia is $50. Venus, I already showed it. So you heard it here first. I'm gonna guess maybe Friday everybody's review will drop. That's a bold claim because Doom Eternal was a heater. It was a heater if you never played it. 2025 is shaping up to be a really good year. I think it's good that Grand Theft Auto 6 got delayed, because I'm not gonna lie, if Grand Theft Auto 6 came out with the way people are talking about Expedition 33, now they talking about Doom Eternal the same way. Split Fiction is still in the conversation. Oh, niggas would have been scrapping for Game of the Year. I would argue this would be a year where nobody wins because somebody's got to lose, and it's just too many fucking bangers, dude. Gaming is not dead, ladies and gentlemen. Get the fuck off Call of Duty. So that's just a little preview. Somebody posted that early, leaked that online on Reddit. Little shot. We'll see. What's the release date for Doom? I don't know. Doom Dark Ages. May 15th. So next week, May 15th. Boom. I'm about to have a daughter in June. I don't know how I'm gonna find the time. Gotta sit her on your lap while you play the game. Hold the controller. There you go. Or get a handheld, squad player. I told you. I think handhelds are low-key the future. Just because the average gamer is getting older. Everybody's having families and stuff like that. So if you still want to get games in, the easiest way to do it is get a handheld. Get a Steam Deck, that ROG Li2 that's about to come out. Or if you got a PS5, get the PS5 Portal. So that way you can play games on the couch and still like hang out with your kids and shit like that. Or you can be in the yard with it, basically. I think that's going to be much more viable to a lot of people as life becomes harder. I'm about to have a daughter in July. She about to learn some games. Everybody having kids. You having kids. That other dude in the chat just having. I know somebody else that's pregnant right now. I know a lot of people that's having kids. What's going on? What's going on, man? With this economy? Y'all said, fuck it. I'm going in raw. Fuck them terrorists. Shout out to y'all, though. Shout out to y'all. Let's see. What else I got for y'all? So the other day during the second reveal of the GTA 6 trailer, I said, I paused that trailer and I said, it looks like the GTA 6 trailer is running at less than 30 frames. I saw that frame rate dropping below 30. And ladies and gentlemen, today we have an article that states GTA 6 trailer number 2 was only running at 30 FPS. And it may not even be coming to the Switch. According to GameSpot, players may have been disappointed when the GTA 6 was delayed into next year, but the newly released second trailer has gone... Might have got a little upgrade. May have got a little upgrade on the street. 30 FPS. All right, let's stop. But the newly released second trailer has gone long ways towards raising the anticipation to another level. However, if fans were hoping that GTA 6 would arrive with a robust 60 frames per second, then they may be disappointed to hear that the trailer was only 30 FPS. Digital Foundry has shared an extensive breakdown of GTA 6's second trailer, and its analysis is that it was upscaled to 4K at 30 FPS. Digital Foundry also suggested that it may not be possible to get GTA 6 to 60 FPS at launch. I don't know. I'm not Digital Foundry. I don't have all the tech to scan what's the frame rate on the goddamn trailer, but my eyes do work. I know what 30 looks like, and I know what 60 looks like, and I know what 120 looks like. You could tell the difference between those three. My eyes saw a trailer that was dropping below 30 at certain points. It was chugging a little bit. And this is a concern because when this game comes out, the problem with games running 30 FPS is 30 FPS is only cool if the game is optimized so well that it never drops a frame. The problem is most games these days are not optimized. So if a game is locked at 30 FPS, when the frame rate starts dropping, now that bitch running at 15. You want your games to run at 60 at 120. So when it's running at 60 and the frame rate drops, now it's dropping down to 55, 45, and it still looks decent. So I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction. The best version obviously is going to be the PC version, but the PC version won't be there at launch. I'm not saying this game will be unplayable, but what I am saying is at launch, I'm willing to take an educated guess that the best version of GTA 6 will be on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Just because it has a little bit of extra horsepower under the hood, it should be able to hold that 60, but the base PS5 or the 30, whatever the fuck it's running at, it might struggle like a little bit because those graphics did look good on GTA 6. I know the PS4 niggas swear there's no difference, but I saw a difference in that GTA 6 trailer. And I'd argue it could look a whole lot better if you niggas get off the PS4. I seen a dude post about the delay of GTA 6 and homie had the first Xbox One that came out. The extra time was for the upgrade. You need a PS5 to use the portal. That I don't know. I think the PS4 you can you would have to Google ask Perplexity or something. So yeah, just this is not a red flag because I mean it's just a trailer. One thing to give it the benefit of the doubt, one thing I do know is a lot of games their cutscenes will run at 30 FPS, but then the gameplay will run at 60. Because a lot of times there's no reason for a cutscene to run above 30. Like cinematic movies run at 24 FPS. So it could just be that because most of that trailer was cutscenes. That's why it's running at 30. The game might run at 60. So I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to put this in the yellow until we get more info. But I am saying there is a possibility where when this launches on the base PS5, it might struggle to run a little bit. I remember on the 360, the GTA 5, it struggled to run in certain sections too. And it might be kind of annoying. You said the Xbox Series S might explode. It might explode. God bless the Xbox Series S. So that's a quick little update when it comes to GTA 6. Other news I got for you. There's a rumor floating around that Donkey Kong Bonanza, the game that's coming to the Switch 2, it may include a local multiplayer component. Despite Donkey Kong Bonanza being a little over 2 months away from its July 17th release, I didn't get a Switch 2, so I won't be there day one unless they restock soon. Much mystery surrounds the upcoming platformer. Case in point, a new discovery from user Tristan on the Fammy board seems to point towards the game containing some sort of local multiplayer component. Make sure to slot this into the filing cabinet labeled Nebulous because it's a little vague at this point, but there's definitely some weight behind it. Take it with a grain of salt. Essentially, the game has been added to Nintendo's local multiplayer games page on its official website, placing it directly alongside Mario Kart World, Super Mario Jamboree, and other multiplayer games. In addition, it's worth keeping in mind that the official eShop page states that the number of players for this game is currently to be announced. It's not entirely out of the question then that Donkey Kong Bonanza may allow local players to join forces, perhaps in a manner not too dissimilar to Super Mario Odyssey. Nothing has been officially confirmed yet, of course, and we'd wager Nintendo will be planning some sort of direct showcase for the game prior to its release. Either way, we should get some more clarity pretty soon. This is like an open world Donkey Kong game. It might have co-op in it. That could be cool. You can still get one through Nintendo, TBH. No, you can't. What? Them bitches sold out right away. Let's see. Switch to. See how to buy. They were giving out invites today. Damn, nobody told me. I missed it. Fuck. I probably missed it. It sucks too because I just seen a TikTok this morning. This dude ordered something off of Amazon, and it was like $40. But then after that, it added the Trump tariff to the equation, and it added $60 more to his order. So his order ended up being over $100 because of the tariff, bruh. And I know once they run out of the first batch of Switch 2s, the second batch might get tariffed, bruh. And it's fucking annoying. Now I just sign in and says you can buy. All right, hold up. Let me see if I can log in. Let's see. Do I have my Nintendo account tied up here? Oh, I do. Phil, sign in. Phil of the future. Yes, I agree. Sell my soul to Nintendo. How to buy? Okay, here we go. Oh, that's the link. Invite required. Refresh. I'm logged in. Black Hokage. You need an invite. How you get the invite? Register your interest to be contacted when it's time to shop. So I have to register basically. I got $320 added to one of my orders. See, I would have made me cancel my order. So I have to register and then it'll let me know next time. That's some bullshit. I'll do that later, bro. Oh, you ain't registered yet? So I do have to register. No, I didn't. I didn't know I have to do that. It's a fucking game console, guys. Like, what the hell? Wait, let me get that link again. I will save that. Let me save that over here. I'll register later. All right, let's hop into sub box. I seen one where dude was 200 before the tariffs. It went to 400. It was funny too because in the TikTok it specifically said Trump's tariff. Like Amazon is letting you know. It said it's not our fault. So say it ain't so. Say it is not so. Oh wait, I put it on the wrong account. Black Hokage. Hope you get one. I'm not tripping if I don't. It's not like something I need, but you know, we'll try. All right, what we got here? What we got here? State of Survival. World of Tanks, Cash Cleaner. I don't care about Andor. Section 13, official release date announced. What is this? Apparently the White House got mad at Amazon about that. Yeah, apparently they're supposed to be reversing it, like showing you how much the tariff is, but I don't know when that's gonna happen. Oh, we got impressions of the Tony Hawk shit. A new indie game about a girl and her fox. Sweet. Darefall official launch trailer. What's up, dude? Got Mafia shit. What is this thumbnail? What's up, buddy? What's up, puppy? Alien Rogue Incursion Part 1 Evolved Edition. Oh, this is not new. Timberborn official zip lines. What is this? Helldivers 2 official Masters of Ceremony Warbond trailer. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. What else we got? What else we got? New Conjuring movie is a day one. I've never seen a Conjuring movie. I don't know anything about it. Okay, let's go.
Hold on! I've got you!
There's too many of them. Fall back.
I swear it's new games on Game Pass every week. Shit is crazy. It's because it is. They cycle out the games. It literally is. Nah, we're not playing that. Let's see what they say about Tony Hawk.
Masters are very much an in thing at the moment, and while it's no surprise that we would eventually see what are arguably two of the best entries in the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater series make their way to modern platforms, I definitely didn't expect this package to be as robust of a remake as it's shaping up to be. From the instantly recognizable levels of THPS 3 to the controls that activated a muscle memory I didn't realize was stored.
Never ending backlog. Hey, another Game Pass banger, by the way. Game Pass banger.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 is definitely shaping up to not only be one of 2025's better remakes, but a game that'll keep you kicking and pushing for dozens of hours this summer.
I feel like this is the perfect game for like your Steam Deck to take it on the go, super chill, not a crazy commitment, and it's fun.
As the name suggests, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 is a remake of both games with a modern facelift, new parks and skaters, and most importantly, a banger of a soundtrack. It plays exactly like it did back when it was released on PlayStation 2.
Looking better than the new Skate.
If it ain't broke, don't.
I remember when Skate killed Tony Hawk. Is Tony Hawk coming back to kill Skate?
Revisiting classic maps like THPS 3's Suburbia and Forest College. And while those definitely look much better now for, obvious reasons.
Yeah, we need that underground remake.
It still felt like the same games my friends and I stayed up way
Right?
too late playing on Friday nights all those years ago. The wackiness and the weirdness of the Tony Hawk games is still here, and outside of a few modern updates to the roster and the promise of new tricks and a new game plus mode, this is definitely the Tony Hawk that you remember from yesteryear. That's not to say it's all hard flips and smooth pavement, though. While Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 plays
one of the greatest games ever according to Metacritic.
Timer works.
I thought these games were just okay. I always
the lack of the campaign mode is a bit of a sore spot in an otherwise promising remake. The game's purists might be let down from this, but after playing for a few hours, I didn't really miss it much. There's something refreshing about playing a game that respects my time and limits me to shorter bursts of gameplay in an.
What did I just fucking say? I said this is a game that's probably perfect.
Thanks for the super
for the Steam Deck, and he literally said this is a game that respects your time.
The Gotham PD to look the other way. They don't need to know why I locked away. I'm 4 little boys in the back.
Shout out to TJ with the super chat, and I appreciate the words, bro. I appreciate you. Thank you, Doc.
An age where every game wants me to play it for hundreds of hours on end.
We're sick of that shit.
Career mode would have been a cool inclusion. There's still a lot here that's worth sinking your teeth into. Thankfully, nothing's been messed with, and the gameplay feels natural. And within minutes, I was pulling off long grinds into manuals, back into grinds, and chasing that ever-elusive higher score.
Respecting your time is so important. I feel like so many games don't respect your time now.
After a few minutes of tripping over myself in a comically over-the-top way, the controls quickly came back to me, and I was flying around Suburbia, heel-flipping over cars, and popping off that satisfying orchestra hit whenever I landed a special move.
Hit the like button.
Music to my ears. The new map Water Park felt like it was always part
of
new
maps?
Games, and it was easily one of the most fun levels to grind around and discover its secrets. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater's addictive gameplay loop kept me wanting more whenever the timer ticked down to the last few seconds, and I frequently found myself quickly hopping back in
Since super chats are just a known form of glazing, that means for every donation TBH gets, I get the chance to glaze. I mean, gaze into Sonic's dreamy green eyes.
Is as loyal to you, as Harley's dumbass.
Shout out to Kane Snow with the super chat. He said the level of versatility in the Doom Dark Ages reminds me of the older Halo games. Why you say that like you played the game? You trying to tell us something? I've seen pictures. I know there's copies out there in the wild.
Faithful recreation of what made the PS2 era classic so memorable, to its modern quality of life improvements, excellent soundtrack, and overall love letter to the series' early days, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 is very much something that should be on your radar if you're a fan of skateboarding, enjoy action sport games, or just want to play something that's simple and fun. It might be the easiest kickflip you'll land all year.
Sounds like they're gonna give it at least an 8.
The latest upcoming games, don't miss out on our recent looks at the Outer Worlds 2 and
looks fun, and it's gonna be on the Game Pass. So shout out to them. It looks fun. What else we got? Are there still cheat codes? That's a good question. I feel like I doubt it. Cheat codes aren't really a thing anymore. Timberborn, a beaver civilization simulator. Helldivers 2 official Masters of Ceremony World 1. Hell to the nah. New fits is clean. Haven't touched this game in a grip. Live service. More bugs.
Thanks for the super chat. Your donation will go towards a new pair of running shoes. I need those.
They on beat too?
Her name is Amy, and she's an annoying quasi-conspiracy spreading illiterate smut.
PlayStation.
The way these terrorists are looking, GTA 6 may be the last game we ever buy.
The scammer in chief.
Shout out to Trono with the $5 super chat. You're not wrong.